On this video after close trade Monday 22nd July 2013. Hope you had a good day's trading. Well, didn't do much last week. We had Ben Bernanke speaking on the Hill Wednesday, Thursday last week, so didn't trade those 2 days. Friday was a little bit of a melt-up day, and today was a very weak kind of melt-up day as well. Let me just run you through the charts. I just feel as if we're kind of run out of oxygen up here. Today, 0.7 million contracts traded. We're just under 1,700. We're just kind of playing above this pullback to dirty end of trend kind of signal here, but I'm seeing these kind of amateur up bars, kind of low volume days all over the show. If we look at the weekly chart, this is continuous contract of the E-mini at ES. So the weekly chart here, we've had our blow off move up here. We've come back up, and this rise you can see testing back up to the highs. It's not a double top, but it's kind of pushing back into those highs, is incredibly weak. We've got amateur bars all the way. Last week ended up being a Rambo pattern on the weekly chart here. You look at the daily chart, same thing. We've got Rambo last week, and then another Rambo today. As we're coming back, we're just making these really weak kind of bearish divergence type patterns as we kind of test back up here. So I'm just waiting for this thing to roll over. 40,500 tip bar chart. We finally got our blow off move after last week. So there's initial weakness here with this exhaustion selling. That was obviously too early. Had pullback to end of trend to put on, and then we went for that kind of blow off move. So we've actually had an exhaustion pattern at the top of this kind of move, similar to we had one bottoming this move kind of down here, then testing back into it, bullish divergence kind of comes in. We've had another one, that one was too early, and then finally we've got an exhaustion pattern here, and then you can see a second cyclical turn after end of trend, Rambo pattern up here, and we're just the amount of buying, better momentum is just showing we're barely getting to the zero level here. It's just totally run out of puff. We're just at ultra elevated levels. There's no demand, and no one's buying. And then you can see it on a bunch of charts on the reverse side. So just dollar index, we've kind of sold off here, but we've got amateur down bars coming into dollar index, and at some point we'll get caught by a cyclical support here. Euro, so Euro's kind of had a little bit of a joyride up. We had some good news out of the UK with the new head of the Bank of England, Carney, coming in saying no more QE, and so the pound's kind of rallied, and the euro's kind of rallied a little bit, kind of in lockstep with that. But remember, we're in the shadow of this blue professional bar here. So this one here, where there was a lot of selling kind of coming in, and we're back testing back up into the highs of that blue professional bar. We come into a Rambo pattern, little amateur up bars here. We've got a cyclical turn to put in sometime over the next couple of days, and that could be the amateur's getting wrong-footed here. With this particular one, again, we had kind of a shadow of a blue bar, kind of kept going. We kind of pierced the highs. The low was relatively strong. This was the close on this bar was relatively strong. The close on this bar was very weak, just showing the weakness in that kind of buying there. So there's kind of sellers getting into that the high of that move back up at 32 here. So we got amateur bars, up bars into a cyclical turning point. Aussie dollar, same thing. We've kind of bounced off these lows, but we've got a cyclical turning point. Should be a pullback and a downtrend. Again, all these amateur bars are here coming into that rise. Canadian dollar, same thing. We kind of come above this resistance point, but it's amateur up bars here. And then looking at the other markets, so we got bonds, again, amateur up bars here coming into a cyclical turning point, which should be a pullback and a downtrend. And then gold and silver, they had good days today, but it's just and I do think there's a turn happening here, but it's just a fraction too early. I would have liked to have seen kind of more testing down, amateur down bars here, and we got a cyclical turn due on gold. So I think we're going to have another pass down at some point, and then it's after that weakness and break at that resistance that'll be the kind of signal to be in. We've had it in a way. We've kind of broken above the pullback level on silver here, but just wait, because gold and silver, I think we're just going to have another pass down. So all I'm saying is, with all of these charts, we've got all these amateur up bar kind of patterns at the moment coming into turning points, and everybody's thinking, oh look, everything's kind of going nicely, so jump on board, the risk on trades and so on. But just bear in mind that all of those patterns are being driven by amateur bars on the way up, and so that's not a healthy kind of situation. But this turning point is taking forever to kind of work itself out. I would have liked this resistance line just to have held, and we just kind of dropped off from it, but a break above it just shows that it's there's still some kind of strength in there. So waiting. In the meantime, take the little trades when they kind of happen. So on the 1500 tip bar chart overnight, so this is the open kind of Sunday evening, and this thing went a little bit exponential, having had we couldn't break down on the Friday. We just kept on inching higher and higher. It was again one of those incredibly slow trading days on Friday. So we start to sell off, but down here in the mid 80s we have amateur down bars in here, and just no one wanted it. We had a little bit of a kind of short covering rally here with an explosive move, and then this was the signal to get in, go long. Testing back down blue professional bars, and the lows of those hold, and we come back up. These blue professional bars, I was thinking, okay, here we go, we're rolling over at that point, breaking the lows of those blue professional bars. So I was actually just getting short at that point. I had to reverse and go long when we kind of broke back above the highs here, because this thing kind of took off to the upside. So just took 2.5 points on the way up here to 91.5. It was good up to 93, but it started to slow down, and I just kind of got out. I was kind of sick of it. It was about 10:30 in the morning, so ended up ahead. But again, it's one of those days where top to bottom range was pretty tight, but no one wants to sell it at the moment. It's just not breaking down at these points here. At some point it will, and then then the volume kind of comes in, because then everybody joins in and says, oh my god, things are going the other way. And I must admit, the earnings season's not kind of turning out all that good. McDonald's kind of come up pretty weak in terms of revenue, and everybody's missing on the top side. So at some point people will realize, whoops, this thing, we've got some inherent weakness. But anyway, I've been saying that for a couple of years now. Anyway, hope your trading goes well. I'll tag on that little kind of long trade here. Just reverse went long, 89 even, and took a loss of 1.25 on that last trade. Just does not want to go. So long 89. Just check my stops and targets. And the reason why we're going long, so 1500 tip bar chart, we broke down here through supports, amateur down bars. The amateurs want to get short. It wasn't a Rambo pattern, but that's what we were showing. Amateurs want to go down. Blue professional bars kind of come in, exhaustion pattern, and they didn't come in at the lows. They kind of decided this thing was going to go up, came back in, break of this, and that kind of where I made my mistake, because they picked it up just on this spike below here. Blue professional spike back down, and we're just breaking the highs of these blue professional bars. So we're going to the upside, and now we've got exhaustion, we've got bearish divergence. Maybe we're going to see a flush pattern kind of coming in here, but it's too early. We've still got support to resistance to run on 4,500, but they want to run it through 89s, catch a whole bunch of stops, and get more kind of go in this market. So yeah, exhaustion down here, just was weak selling. Rambo patterns down here. There's the blue professional bars kind of come in, and they bought the breakout here, come back into that zone. They picked it up again. So we're just going to go through 89, just go for a trend run to the highs, and then it's gone very quiet. If they wanted to beat it down, they'd be doing it now, but they're going to go the other way. They're going to run the stops. So see, here we go, breaking up to 90, kind of starting to run a few stops, whatever. Through resistance here on 500, so probably going to run pullback to end of trend. And we didn't get a pullback to end of trend move on the way down here. We just got kind of complex correction on the way down. So trend move on the way up, exhaust this thing. Blue professional bar kind of come in here. So here we go, yeah, through 90 all of a sudden. Stops being run, targets at 93, I don't want to hold to that. I'm up a quarter point after 3 trades, just, I don't know. Feels like a long way away. Let's just see where it runs to. Well, we had a couple of blue professional bars coming in here at 90. We gotta settle back a little bit. I still think we're gonna run till we get resistance on 45. And we're just bouncing off resistance here, becomes support. Just gotta see a real blow off move in order to end this thing finally. We got this. Showing the strength of the buying. Really want it at a kind of an exhaustion point. Yeah, I still think it's gonna go. I'm gonna change my target, I think. Just gonna move it into like 91.5, something like that. Okay, another blue professional bar here. It's getting tired, that's for sure. But just doesn't want to turn around quite yet. We got this spike down, and that's just the first profit take. We've not had a test of that, so. Alright, hopefully this is the final kind of blow off move. It's very weak. Rambo up bars, just moved my target to 1.5, 91.5. I'll pull back to end of trend to make, because Rambo patterns here. Just want a final little go at it. Still got a little bit of time to run here. Let's just slow it right down. It's 10 AM. Just hoping for that little tick above. We got end of trend in. Just another little burst above, just to run some stops and just, you know, finally put the end to this thing. Still got a little bit of time to run. 45. Inching back up. Just out. 91.50, just for 2.5, and we're gonna leave it there. So it's 2 3/4 after 4 points. Hard work, kind of slow. It's 10 AM, so we'll see. I think it looks to me like it could be a reversal today, but wait and see what it looks like in the morning.